Welcome back to my channel. If you guys don't know me, my name is Brooke. I am known as Shop 801 Lane across all the social media apps and of course on my full-time selling job on Whatnot. Whatnot is an app where you can buy, sell, and go live. I am a live stream seller on there. Today I want to talk to you guys about another update on Whatnot. Just give you guys a rundown of how it's been since I've been back. It's been a little bit over a year and a half selling on Whatnot now. I don't do seller Q&As or anything like that usually, or just because I feel like I don't have my own business figured out. So when I share these thoughts, it's more of just my personal opinion and my experience and decisions I've made based off of that. You know, there is so much noise. The saying stay in your own lane is so real on the Whatnot app. I don't want to mix this up. The community on Whatnot is one of the most amazing things. There are friends you will meet on there that feel just like family. So when I say stay in your own lane, I don't mean to be a loner or anything like that. When I say stay in your own lane, I mean your business. You'll hear amazing tips from all these different sellers. It is going to be a little overwhelming when you first start. It's a little overwhelming after a year and a half of selling on there. I think there's one answer to how to be successful on Whatnot because there's so many people being successful in different ways right now. People always say, how do you get more people in your room? Stop worrying about the numbers. The numbers, they can help for sure. They definitely give you a more probability of more buyers. But I can tell you, experience in the past of having hundreds or more people in the room does not always result to more buyers. I say this a lot and I mean it. I know people with 10 and under in a room that make so much money. One thing I've really changed lately, giveaways. I do more giveaways when I'm doing shows where I'm selling a lot of items, but I try not to stress about them anymore. The stress of viewership is such a big thing on Whatnot. It's not the only factor in having a successful sale. I just really want to stress out the people because I think a lot of people get defeated and they don't see consistent numbers. Numbers have never been consistent. I see success both ways. I see it in smaller shows, I see it in bigger. I'm not going to take credit for this because I've heard a few sellers suggest this. I strongly suggest doing this because it's helped me mentally not worry about it anymore. You could put a piece of tape over the number of viewers in your show, so you are running your show exactly how you would regardless of whether there are 100 or 2 people in your room. My next thing I want to talk about is people always ask, what is your biggest tip? I've made so many of these Whatnot update videos. My biggest tip is still to always be yourself. I think they call it imposter syndrome. I feel that way sometimes. I am just a goofy person and it's always been a part of my personality. When I'm selling fancy clothing, I get really nervous sometimes. I feel like I'm not acting like myself. My sales don't do as well. It's so funny. Right when a viewer enters the room, they can tell how you are feeling. Some days are easier than others. If you're not in a great mood, it's hard to perform. Good to make sure you're in a good mood and ready to go. The audience will be able to tell if you're not being your true self. When I give the tip to be your true self, I really mean that. I've learned that whether I'm selling candy or I'm selling high-end clothing, I can have my goofy personality and the auctions perform the same. Trying to not overdo it on the giveaways, I usually set a budget. Giveaways will bring people to your show, but if you want lasting customers, you want those customers that will be there whether you have good giveaways or not, you've got to be your true self and you've got to show them what makes you different and what you have to offer. There are so many great tips out there I've seen in different videos from other seller chats, Q&As, etc. At the end of the day, all sellers are successful in a different way. Everyone's circumstances, life, situation with their business is so different on Whatnot. What needs to be talked about more is there's so much social pressure. When you see all these different shows, you feel this need to perform the same way as them. And it's not the case at all. Possibilities of live streaming on Whatnot are endless. Just like people creating YouTube videos, we're really gonna start seeing the creativity come out when people start focusing on their businesses solely and not trying to do your business the exact same way as everyone else you're live streaming. And I still don't have it figured out. I can tell you in the past few months, I've started to relax so much more. I'm trying not to hold myself to certain standards of, you know, acting a certain way if I'm selling more fancy stuff, because that is when my shows perform best, is when I feel like me. You mess up or embarrass yourself, I still do almost every live stream after a year and a half. I mess up on saying brands, I trip. You know, there are so many different embarrassing things that can happen during a live stream. I think a lot of people beat themselves up after about it. You need to be more gentle with yourself on any mistakes. I've seen some crazy stuff happen on live streams, especially in my own, and people move on. They're not going to sit there and they're not going to think, oh my goodness, do you remember when they said that? And if they do, they need to find something better to do. Mistakes are gonna happen. You're gonna feel nervous. You're gonna feel awkward. That is all part of the beautiful process of learning. All these random thoughts kind of go back to one subject of I've been overthinking everything. I'm done overthinking all of it. I'm just going live when I can, when I feel good, when my shipping's caught up. I want to share with you guys kind of an update. I've just seen so much improvement and starting to relax more. There's no right or wrong way to live sell. Just be you and do what's best for your business. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any questions specifically or things you want me to make videos on this channel, let me know. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I will see you guys next time.